Okay, welcome everybody to this Solstice event. I'm very excited to see so many of you here this evening. It's really beautiful to see so many interested in actually doing this work for themselves. And that's really what it's about. We're really in this place where we have got huge shifts going on in this planet. And this is a time for us to really come together as incredible souls on this journey. And the more of us that can come together at this time, the better it is for humanity. So I'm Susan Kennard. If you don't know who I am, I've been working in this field for a long time. I used to be a psychologist and a psychotherapist and a neuropsychologist, and that was my kind of science background. But I also couple that with being a channel for spirit. I am a medium. I work with the Galactics. I work with the Ascended Masters and many other beautiful beings of light that choose to work with me. And I feel very honored that I get to see, I get to hear, and sometimes I get to feel spirit as well, but more so clairvoyant and clairaudient. I also do light language and sound healing. So throughout this evening, when we start doing the healing work and the activations, and I think you're in for a treat tonight, really exciting. I've already been told parts of what we're actually going to be doing. You may receive light language activations, you may receive codes. I don't know at this point. So I just hand it over to Spirit Team and I just do as I'm told, basically. And so I'm excited to do that with you. So, what is this about? This is about a time of great ascension and transformation. And when I was tuning in a few minutes ago before I came live, I was hearing, as I was holding my Lemurian tangerine crystal, I was hearing that we are in this time where we are in, let's say, parallel times with Lemuria and Atlantis. And it has been said that we are completing ascension this time, whereas before we have tried to do that perhaps in Atlantean times and Lemurian times, and we haven't completed it. And this time, apparently, we are going to. And so I can't prove that to you, and I never would try to. But what I do feel is that we are stepping into much more of an aligned timeline. And I do believe that we're going to be dissolving old timelines this evening. We're also going to be letting go of anything we can't or we don't feel we have control of, which, my goodness, as humans, what do we want to do? We just want to have control of things and we like to know what's going to happen next. And so the guides were very sure about this part of the journey this evening, that it is time for us to let go of that. We're also going to be receiving activations that are specific to our frequency. So every single person here this evening will be holding their own codes, their own crystalline codes held in their field. No one has the same. We are all unique, and there is no hierarchy with where you are on your journey. We are all on this journey together, but you will be receiving different frequencies for your own upgrades. And it just really depends on what you need to receive at this time and what your soul is guiding you towards. So we will shortly create a sacred space so that we're all here in our own beautiful sacred energy. We are then going to ground and connect, and then we're going to start with the healing and the activations. So, yeah, hello, everybody. I'm just seeing everyone saying hello here. So whether you know me from interviews and so on, I can see the lovely Philly here who has interviewed me on her podcast, The Wellness Way. And I think actually, Philly, an old episode of mine is going out on Boxing Day. Is that still aligned? Yeah, that's still going to happen. So the Wellness Way podcast is where you can have a listen to that, all about our loved ones and mediumship and so on. And whether you are somebody that's seen me on interviews or heard me on interviews, or whether you're part of my soul family, my community, or my YouTube channel, or wherever you know me, you're very, very, very welcome here. And we do hope that you will continue to be part of our community. So I'm just going to leave this link here. This is where you're going to find the replay. Okay, I'll just click it for you. This is my YouTube channel. And so this will go onto my YouTube channel. Okay. And so if you want to get the replay, that's where it's going to be. You'll have to sign up to my YouTube channel to get it. And then you'll be able to see it on there probably late tonight or into tomorrow. Okay. So into the Monday day. So thank you once again. Let's create a beautiful sacred space for us all to be in today. And you can set your own intentions. So let's put our hands on our heart. Creator, all that is, it is commanded that you pull, clear, cancel, and delete on all 4 levels and resolve on the history level for everybody here in this present moment and anyone choosing to listen afterwards, to release any waywards, any watchers, any entities, any attachments, any thought forms, anything that stops us from being pure, clear channels of light. Release it now to pure unconditional love, allowing us to be in a sacred healing space together so that we may release anything that no longer serves us, that we may activate dormant codes within us, and that we may remember just a little bit more who we are, a divine being of light, just choosing to be human this time. Take a deep breath. So it is. Okay, so let's come into our heart space if you're not already there. And let's just ground and connect. So I want you to breathe in and hold for a few moments of time. I like to breathe in through my nose and just hold for a few moments. What that does is that brings us into the 0 point. Okay, so let's breathe in and hold. And then breathe out, obviously, when you need to and when you feel ready. And let's just do that a few times because you may notice that you start to feel a sense of being here, but actually in a space of no time. Kind of makes you feel like you're in a state of presence. Good. And then I want you to say these words, and this aligns you. So I'm fully aligned with my consciousness. You can say it out loud. I'm fully aligned with my consciousness.
Liebes Universum, liebe Wunschenergie, I am fully aligned with my consciousness in alignment.
Thank you, my love. If we can just all mute ourselves. I'm fully aligned with my consciousness, mind, body, spirit, soul, freedom. And then just take a deep breath. Good. And then I want you to imagine a beautiful golden ball of light in your heart and expand that ball of light out into every single cell of your body. And allow that to channel through the whole of your body. So you might like to imagine yourself just as a golden light, but within a human shape. Good. And you can return your breath to whichever breath works for you. And then I want you to imagine that under your feet is a beautiful star. And today I want you to imagine that this star is like a crystal star. And you might notice or get a sense of what color it is today. And then I want you to imagine that your crystal star is going deeper into Mother Earth. And as you connect with Mother Earth to Gaia, I want you to imagine that the Earth is golden. and that you're receiving this beautiful energy from the golden earth. This is the new earth that you are creating. Brilliant. And then bring that energy, that beautiful golden energy, the new earth, up to the crown of your head. And imagine your soul star above your head. So just notice if you see your soul star way above your head, or if it's just above your head, just notice without judgment. Good. And then imagine a beam of light showering down on you. Good. And then expand that light. And I want you just to imagine that we're all standing together in a circle of light. So that your light is your light, it's your beam of light, but you can see everybody else in their own beams of light. And just get a sense of how that feels to be in a circle of light. And let's just set our intention in our hearts. Good. And when you feel ready, you can come back for a moment. We'll let Roshni let a few more people in. So when you think about the space that you're in your life right now, just have a think about things that you would like to let go of control of. Okay, just have just a little thought about it, just an awareness about it. Just have that in your mind. Anything that you feel you would love to have control over, but you know you haven't, and it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. Could be to do with your body, could be to do with your friendships, relationships, could be to do with your bank balance. It's always a good one, right? Could be to do with your mission, could be to do with working with your guides, whatever it is, just kind of connect with that for a moment. Okay, got that? And then I want you to imagine that that circle of light that you were standing in together, I want you to imagine that around the outside of that circle of light, you start to notice a dome. And this is kind of like a crystalline dome of light around you. It's perfectly safe. You feel amazing. You can see through it, but it just feels like beautiful light surrounding you. Then I want you to imagine that a huge amount of beautiful beings, the ascended masters, the galactic beings, the angels, the councils of light, are all coming to stand in the center of our beautiful circle. And each one of you is going to receive at your feet a velvet cushion. So just notice what color your cushion is. It's always fun to see what cushion you get. And on this cushion, what the guides want you to do is to imagine that you are placing all of these things that you feel you have no control of. So you might like to kneel down or bend down and just symbolically place 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it might be, on that cushion, and imagine that those situations are on that cushion. It's like a beautiful velvet cushion. And just get a sense of how it feels when you've actually put them out on a cushion. Then I want you to notice that one of these beautiful beings of light, guides or angels, is coming to take your cushion. And they pick it up and they hold it within their arms, their hands, and they bring it to the center of the circle. So all of our cushions, with all of the things that we find hard, that we want to have control of and we've got no control of, we're going to place them, they are placing them in the circle of this beautiful light. And I want you to watch as they are creating a beautiful whirlwind of light. Imagine it coming down from the top of the dome, from above the dome, connecting in with the galactic center. We are at this point in our astrological alignment actually connected deeply to the galactic center. So I want you to imagine this whirlwind of light coming down and scooping up all of these cushions, bringing them into the whirlwind of light, and all of those parts of you that you felt you had to have control over and you felt you had no control are being brought up to the galactic center. And the guides wish to come in and do a soul transmission for you all. So just receive this first part of the healing. Italaka tutushtakia datua nakia lakitishtatatayenada. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay, good. All right, so let's just return to this circle, noticing all the beings of light that is still in the center of the circle. Now, each one of us now is going to receive an activation. So this activation is either going to be holding the frequency of gold, silver, or platinum. Okay, gold, silver, or platinum. And so I want you just to stand there with your arms out wide in receiving mode, as if somebody was going to pass something to you. And I want you to notice it is the Ascended Masters that are stepping forward. There are many of them, and they're going to place either gold, silver, or platinum in your hands. And this is for you to place in your heart if you wish. So just take that. It's almost like the way I'm seeing it and the way they're showing it to me is like it's almost like a gold bar or a silver bar or a platinum bar, but you may see it differently. So just receive yours, whatever it might be, and place it in your heart. Just take a deep breath and notice how it feels when you receive that frequency. Good. And now comes the bit where they're saying to me that they wish for you to speak out what you truly want to experience in the way of feeling as we step into 2026. So let's connect with the feeling that we wish to experience. We know that the way we create in our life is by frequency and emotion. And the emotion connects the frequency to what shows up in our world. And so I want you just to connect in with how you want to feel as we step into 2026. So let's just come into our heart and just feel the feeling that you want. I can see a lot of angels actually in the center now. The Rahani angels and the Galactic angels are here, and they're showering each one of us with a frequency of peace. They're saying that we all need peace. So they're showering us with a frequency of peace, acceptance. I've got safe to be vulnerable. So safety, connection, unity and oneness, discernment, and empowerment. And they're saying to me that we might find it easier now to connect in with how we want to feel. So let's just connect with that again and see if it feels easier. And then the guides are showing me that they want us to imagine that that feeling is a color. So just notice what color that feels like in your mind's eye. So you see it, you sense it, or you just know it. And sometimes we can have fun by saying, let's just make it up. So what color do you feel this is? That feeling, what does it represent to you? And I want you to imagine that there is an incredible ball of light in your heart that holds that color. The guides are also saying that you may have different colors in it. So there might be some gold in it, there might be whatever going on there, it might be rainbow, whatever it is. So it might not just be one color, they're saying. And just notice how that feels. And then I want you to imagine that you are sending that color, that feeling out to the world now. So it's going up to the galactic center, they're saying, great central sun, and out to humanity here on the earth. And they're saying, not forgetting the animals and the plants and everything we're connected to. So we'll just send that color out and that feeling. And I want you now just to listen. Listen within your heart, whispering, yeah, thank you. So the guides are going to come around each one of us and whisper to us. But let's just listen to any messages you may receive. They're also saying healing as well. Any healing you need, they'll come and they will help you with the healing to release it from your body and your mind and your essence and your crystalline field and your soul. They're coming around, but they're also going to talk to you. And just notice how it feels to be connected to yourself, to the guides, and to that part of you that has all of the wisdom for your life. We never truly have to look outside of ourselves for anything, for any answers. We have all of the answers within us. We are our own Holy Grail. We can never find the answers in a bottle. We never find the answers when we give our power away to someone else to fix us. We find the answers when we're in a space, perhaps facilitated by others or another, but always in a space where we come into quietness. So if there's something that you are wondering about in your own experience, your life, your mission, maybe your body, this might be a time to ask your higher self, what do I need to know about this? And listen. Okay. So I'm being told that for us to imagine ourselves as light, to check in with how we feel, and when you feel ready, knowing that the guides are always with you and you can call on them at any time. When you feel ready, with no rush, you can open your eyes. How's everyone feeling? Were you surprised with what you let go of? Were you surprised about what you received? Laurie says delightful. Thanks, Laurie. How did it feel to offer up on your velvet cushion what you just wanted to let go of control? And what color did you get? Did you get gold, silver, platinum? I got gold. What did you get? Philly said my feet tingled like electricity was lighting them up. Amazing. And what about, I think there was another bit to it. Oh, yeah, sending our feeling out to the world. And so, how was that for you? How did that feel when you're sending out your feeling, how you want to feel in 2026? Lots of different colors here. Oh, thank you, Dana. I'm glad you had an amazing experience with it. Oh, all these colours. So I'll tell you what some of the colours mean if you want me to. So if you had cerise, for example, cerise is higher communication. So in my book, this is my book, Awaken the Light Within Your Heart. You can get this on Amazon. In here, there is a process called color energy clearing. There's a whole chart in there as well. And cerise is about us being able to connect with our higher consciousness. Okay. So gold, of course, and platinum and silver are higher frequencies. So we're connecting in with our higher chakras. When we're looking at green, we're looking at healing our heart. Oh, thanks, Rosh, for putting that there. Oh, my other book, my children's book. I've just got to show you my children's book because I love my children's book so much. Helping children remember who they are. But anyway, blue is about communication. So, how are we communicating out to the world? Are we able to communicate from our heart? Are we hiding our communication? Oh, thanks, Martha. Thank you. I hope your granddaughter loves it. When we're looking at white, we're looking at purity of light, but also if it's coupled with another color, we're looking at the fear of that emotion. Okay. Oh, ruby red cushion. That's amazing, Amber, with golden nuggets and oh, beautiful. When it is crystalline colors, such as kind of similar to my background with all the different colors in it, this is Ascension. So if somebody got that, I definitely saw it in the dome, but if somebody got that, then that is very much about stepping onto your Ascension pathway. Purple, pink, yeah, amazing. So magenta and purple, this is very much about your spiritual mission, aligning to it. So many. And how do you feel within yourself? You know, I had 4 things on my cushion, but, you know, how did you feel when you put these on the cushion? I definitely feel like it's almost like handing it over. So you no longer have that. Yeah, relief, Philly said. Yeah. You no longer have that then. You know, it's not in your shed, let's say. Amazing. So at this time, we've got, you know, we just had the new, I'm an intuitive astrologer as well, and we've got just had the new moon in Sagittarius. And we've had that at the degree of the Galactic Center. And I think they mentioned that when we were doing the healing. But we've also got this solstice, and we've also got something called Three-Eye Atlas, which I'm not going to go massively into. But there's so much here for us so that we can really let go of the old earth. And so when I think about the old earth, I think about if we can just imagine it like quite grey. And then when we look at the new earth, we're looking at golden or platinum. And the old earth represents the control, the fear and the shame and the guilt and all of the lower vibrations. Okay. And so as we're stepping away from that, we might see that there are areas in our life that are coming up almost right here in front of us and that become a bit stronger. And that is because we are ready for that to be healed. And it's been showing up in relationships, in our bank balance, in government control, and all sorts of stuff. And of course, fear generally. So, however you feel about what is going on in your outside world, that is a reflection of your inside world. Okay. So it doesn't mean that we don't care about what's happening on in the world, but what it does show us that there's a sense of peace and calm when it comes to remembering, thank you, remembering that we are divinity and that we are soul having a human experience. And so when we strip away this jacket that we're holding, underneath truly is the part of us that is much bigger than the human. And I like to imagine it, or help you imagine it, as this is a spark of light. Okay, so this human experience is a spark of light. And the bigger part of us is all around us. So just imagine, like the universe is the biggest spark of who we are, and we're just a tiny little bit of that. But we are connected to all of that at all times. Okay. And this is why when we start to shift our frequency and we become more of that spark, the guides that we work with start to come in, and they start to work with us in a much deeper level, because we are in a place of trust. So as we're in a place of trust, letting go, forgetting that we need to have control, hard one for us humans, things like that, the guides are able to come in and assist us in a much deeper way. Okay. So the more we change our frequency, and I suppose I don't like saying raise, but our mirror gets brighter, let's say, the brighter our mirror becomes, the more our guidance and our frequency that we work with can come in and work with us. Who's noticed that as they've gone on a healing journey, that the help and the support seems clearer for them? Has anyone noticed that? I've definitely noticed it myself. Yeah. Yeah. And it's because what's happening is, as our frequency changes, they can match with our frequency. And it's the same being a medium, it's the same for loved ones. So they'll come in and blend with my frequency when I'm doing work with people, and they'll blend with my frequency to bring a message to whoever I'm working with. Sometimes when we're in grief and we're in sorrow of losing someone, which of course is natural, it's hard for our loved ones to blend with us because they're not that frequency. They're a frequency that is very different to sorrow and grief. So if you have lost somebody recently, or you feel you have, they're literally right here with you. It's just that they can't come into your frequency at this point in time, but they are with you. Okay. So we are just a frequency match to everything. And so the more we shift that frequency, and tonight you will have shifted your frequency in a way that you needed to. You needed to release whatever you needed to release, and you needed to receive the frequencies and the encoding and the light language to speak to your heart and speak to your soul. Whatever that is, it transforms your frequency, which means it transforms your experience of being human. Okay. So, any questions with this? And I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be holding a masterclass on the 20th of January. I haven't advertised it yet, but I wanted to tell you guys about it first. It's £11. My members get it free, but it's £11 for anyone outside of my membership. And it's about deepening your connection to your guides. And it is about releasing any blocks that you may have to that. Okay. So let me just see if I can find this, and I'll just put the link there if you wanted a place. Hold on. Let's put it here for you. So this is the link. Like I say, we haven't advertised it yet. And then the one after that, I'm going to try and do masterclasses throughout the year. The one after that is going to be about your body and your weight and your body image, okay? Because lots of people have spoken to me about that they really want to work with that. But first of all, we're going to work with our guides. And the reason why we're going to do that is because as we step into the month of January, there is a massive lineup of planets. In fact, there are 9 planets that are direct, okay? And it starts on the 20th. And that is the day that I'm running this workshop. So I felt that this masterclass was a really pivotal time to run it. And if you're interested, the link's there before I advertise it. And that absolutely will be replay as well and sent directly to you. Okay. So if you feel you want to deepen your relationship with your guides, my members, you guys get this free. You don't have to sign up for it. But anybody outside of the membership, that's there for you. If you want a replay for this one, this is going to be on my YouTube channel. Perhaps, Ross, you can just share that link again. I shared it right at the start, but perhaps you can share my YouTube channel. That'd be amazing. What else did I want to say? If you feel that you're ready to really step into your mission, there's a few spaces left for you to have a one-on-one with me, which is the Ascension Pathway session, where we privately clear blocks to you stepping on your mission. There are a few spaces left still in my Black Friday deal. So that's on my website, which you'll find. And if you feel drawn to be part of my community where we are all on the same page, we're all in a loving space. There's lots of my members on here tonight. Thank you for supporting me. Then you might want to step into the Soul family, which is called the Soul's Ascension membership. So have a look at that, see if it feels right for you. We'd love to have you if you feel a resonance to that work. I am present for all of the calls, and we have 5 calls a month. So that seems a lot, but actually it allows me to hold your hand on your mission. And you also get discount to my healing chambers and one-on-one sessions with me. Oh, Celia, you tried to book a one-on-one? Okay, all right. I'll get Wendy, my assistant, to open up some more slots. We will do that. We'll open up some more slots for you. Obviously, they've all gone for the minute over Christmas and New Year, but we'll open up some more in January for you if you would like to have a one-on-one in January. And also look out on my newsletter for a masterclass which is coming up, which is returning to your God self, not in a religious sense, but in the sense of your source. And so we've got a 3-day masterclass, which we'll put out on the newsletter if you wish to join us with that. Once again, my members get that free. So if you're outside of the membership, we do charge for that. But if you're inside the membership, you get all of that for free. So thank you, Celia, for letting me know that. Please reach out to me. Here's my email. Hold on. If you can't find a session, just reach out to me there personally, and we will find you a session. Okay. And the same goes for anybody else. So any questions about the work that we've done this evening? Any questions about anything really to do with your ascension? And I'm happy to answer them. Put your hand up if you want to ask a question. Feel free. Yeah, thanks. And the guides are giving me a little nudge here to tell you that sometimes when you do deep healing like this, sometimes we have something called a healing peak, and that can be a little bit of a headache. We can get very, very hot, which I do all the time when I'm working with guides. We also can sometimes feel a bit tired. We also can feel a sense of kind of sometimes queasiness, and this is all perfectly normal. Rosh, can you put the link to the Soul's Ascension membership there for Rosemary? So don't worry if you feel later on, oh my goodness, I've got a headache. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just going through a beautiful healing from the work that you've done today. And we have to remember body aches. Yes, you have to remember that your body is a barometer for your soul. Okay, so I'm not a doctor and I don't claim to heal or cure. I never have done, but I do believe that your body talks to you via your soul. And so there's never really anything wrong with you. It's just a beautiful message for you to listen. So to listen deeply to what that message in your body is telling you. And this is one of my favorite pieces of work, is helping people to understand that your body actually never goes against you. It's always working for you if it has the right conditions. And the main right condition is thank you so much for showing me. What do I need to know about it? Okay. Oh, thanks, Rosh. That's brilliant. So, Tatiana, your question, you can take your sound off. And remember, your questions will all be really helpful for everybody here. So don't feel like you can't ask a question and it's wasting time. It's all going to really help everybody. Tatiana, what's your
Yeah.
question?
Well, do you hear me?
Hmm.
Strange body aches. Like I never had a backache or some things like that.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I have pain like today, or then it will disappear, and then I have another day, another
Yeah.
place.
Okay.
Is it?
So this is great. And it's a really good point you're making. So
Mm,
what happens with the body when we're making big acceptances about who we are, so our self-worth and so on, so when we're going through big healings that we're going through right now, big transformations, our body is constantly healing. So this is what we would call the second phase of healing. So we have an acceptance, or we do some healing, and we have a unconscious acceptance. We then get a healing peak, and the healing peak is the aches. Okay. And then
okay.
what goes with that, it's always about our self worth in that case. And I won't go into the science of the brain relays. I do that with my Ascension practitioners. But on here, I'll just say to you, if you can just imagine that what's happening is there's a big release happening. So, what you're doing is you're releasing an identity and a self worth. And what happens then, the body shows us that. If it continues to happen, say, it's a constant ache and it doesn't go away, then we know that there's a part of you that still needs to heal a self devaluation concept,
Mm,
right? And that could be about it could be ancestral, it could be epigenetic, it could be childhood, whatever it is. In
mm,
the Ascension Pathway sessions, I can get to see all of that. So I get to see exactly what's going on. But just from
okay.
this perspective, does it make sense to you?
Yes, sure.
Does
Thank
it,
you
yeah,
very
make
much,
sense to
Susan.
you? So it's
Yes.
not that there's anything wrong with you. It's just that your body is going through its natural kind of process of detoxing, really, detoxing
Okay.
emotion.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Yeah.
Thanks, Tatia. That's
Thank
really,
you.
thank you, darling. Okay, so I'm going to go to Celia.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Celia.
Um, it was really interesting because obviously the color in your background is what was coming up for me, and I can't.
Mm,
You said, is it Ascension
yeah,
way?
yeah.
It's really strange because I feel I've had a lot of resistance recently, and then your name's been popping up, and then I've been really drawn to coming back into the community again. It's like as if I'm
Wow.
actually
Yeah,
being guided to come back in.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
feels, and I don't know whether you feel that, but I really feel it quite strongly. But it was really strange today because I felt as if I was moving through timelines. It
yeah.
was really, I was almost
We,
like falling through it. It's like I kept seeing faces, and I think they were like my ancestors. It was really strange. It was like,
yeah,
what's going on? But everything's like pictures for me. I always see so many pictures, but it's always very fast, and I
that's
can't really,
great.
kind of work out who it is or what it is.
So I'll never tell anyone what to do, whether to step into any of our groups or anything. But if it feels a resonance to you and you feel guided, then it will be a match. And the thing with my soul family and my community is that there's no hold in, so you don't have to, like if it doesn't work for you, you can leave. It's not anything that you're tied to. So yeah, that's why I just feel like if you're meant to be there, you're there, and if you're not, you're not. So it works like that. And sometimes people take breaks and they
Mm,
come back, which
yeah.
is really lovely.
Yeah,
People come
because I did
back
some
when they're
work with
ready.
you before, obviously on
Mm.
the, with the guides, didn't I? And the
I
site.
know it was a long time ago, Celia.
Yeah, so
So
it's like it's
beautiful.
almost like I feel it's like it's really kind of come full circle
Yeah,
now coming
that's
back.
amazing.
So
Well,
yes, I
you be very
resisted to let
welcome.
me come back, so I'll do that.
You be very welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, darling. Patty, I'm going to go to you. I'm holding my Lemurian crystal, actually. Patty, do you want to take your sound off? Okay, Dana, I'm going to go to you. Or Dana. Dana. Dana.
Okay,
Is it
okay,
Dana or Dana?
it's Dana. So I
Oh,
wasn't sure
Dana.
if you were calling on me.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
calling
you
on
so
you.
much. So I had a Kundalini awakening on September 5th, and it was very powerful, lots of energy, but the energy surge got stuck in my left bicep. And so
Oh,
much so to where I can't move my arm like backwards. I have function, but I can't move it backwards.
ah.
And it has ache. Some days it's a constant ache. And I
What's the
do know
emotion? Let's do some compassion with this. I'm being guided. Let's all do this. You know, if we've got something in our body that is a bit stuck.
my guides had said it has to do with caring for others because I'm now releasing that,
Yeah.
but it's
So just
been a
put your
long
hand on
time.
your heart and I'm just going to mute you for a second, but just say these words out loud, okay? So we can all do this, and it's always really helpful for us to give compassion to ourselves. So just say the words exactly as they are. And if your first language was not English, say it in the language that you were brought up with, okay? Because we're really talking to every part of ourselves, and it's usually a childhood part, okay? I'm so sorry that you felt the weight of the world on your shoulders. Okay, Dana, take your sound off. Let's just see what happened.
I feel emotion.
Good. What emotion is it?
Um, I guess just a deep sadness.
Okay. I'm so sorry that you felt all of this deep sadness. Okay, come back.
It
You
feels
can leave
lighter.
your sound on actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What's next? So connecting with the shoulder. What's
Yeah,
next?
it feels lighter just when I said that.
Yeah. So how does it feel when you move it?
So it's not as painful. It still is stiff, but it's not quite as stiff.
So I want you just to connect with this because I'm listening at the same time. Yeah, I'm listening to the guides. I'm so sorry that you felt so restricted.
I'm so sorry that you felt so restricted.
I'm so sorry you felt your wings were clipped.
I'm so sorry you felt your wings were clipped.
That was it. Yeah. How does that feel?
It's feeling lighter than it was.
Okay, what else?
I knew it had something to do with my wings.
So did they.
Yeah.
One sec, let me just listen. Hold on. So just connect in with the shoulder. How does it feel now when you tell me, as I connect with my shoulder and I try to raise it, I feel what?
I feel a heaviness.
Yeah. So we always acknowledge where we are, right? So I want you to say, I'm so sorry you felt
I'm so sorry you felt
the
the
heavy
heavy,
weight
the heavy weight
of others.
of others.
What now?
It's feeling more free. Like,
Yeah. There's
mhm.
there's something else here. So I just want you to say, I'm so sorry you thought it was your job
I'm so sorry you thought it was your job
to heal the world.
to heal the world.
Okay, what else?
That feels much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, see if you can put it up.
Yeah, I can put it up more than I could
Good.
before.
Yeah.
And even back a little bit.
Yeah.
That's the most it's moved in 3 months.
Yeah. Because what we do, and this is why it's so brilliant. I mean, it's so cool when we think of like our body showing us, like, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me, right? And so we can go and see a chiropractor, and they're amazing. But we can go and see a chiropractor, we can have a massage, we can do all of this stuff. But the key thing is to acknowledge the part of us that felt that heavy responsibility, right? And it's usually about carrying the weight of the world.
Yeah,
But
I knew that, but I didn't acknowledge in the steps like you said. So that makes a
yeah.
difference.
So
I did know.
So if we think about what you is, so you is the concept of all of the yous that you've ever been. Okay. So what we're doing is we're accessing multiple timelines by saying you. Yeah. So we can
Yes.
do lots of affirmations of I, but when we do the compassion work with you, we're not doing psychotherapy. You know, that's the old days, right? So the old days was let's trawl through and notice, you know, how we felt then and whatever. What we're doing is we're actually shifting timelines at such a rate. We just need to acknowledge what's showing up in our mirror. And so the mirror of our body is like, wow, thank you so much. Yeah. So I'm just hearing something. Actually, is Sandra on here as well? My Sandra. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I retrieved several aspects recently.
So there's a Sandra is one of my private clients. She's got something going on with her shoulder and it's about reaching for the stars, right? This is what I felt. So let's just do that. So let's just all say, I'm so sorry you thought you could not reach for the stars.
Not reach for the stars.
I'm so sorry you thought they were not yours to have.
I'm so sorry you thought they were not yours to have.
I'm so sorry that you forgot
I'm so sorry you forgot.
you were part of the stars.
You are part of the stars.
And the stars were part of you.
And the stars are a part of you.
And they've always been part of you.
And they've always been a part of you.
How does that feel, Dana?
I felt a release in the top of my shoulder and I feel warmth throughout my whole body.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So that's great. So that's just like a little example of what we do on the membership, actually. But that's a little example of you being able to know that you can heal yourself, right? And so whatever is showing up in your body will be your soul talking to you. The true wisdom that you are is sharing itself through your body. Yeah? Does that make sense to you, Dana?
Yes. I was just confused by it because like all of last year, like I was releasing such dense energies through my feet that I couldn't walk some days and they were taking turns on each feet throughout the year. And so when this happened, I knew it had something to do with releasing and it wasn't physical, but I didn't. And I retrieved several child soul aspects, but I wasn't receiving like specifics on how to release it. So thank you so much. It made a
and that's a really good point, and this will really help a lot of people, because if you think of the global emotion that you feel about something, so wherever is going on for you in your life, whether it's your physical body or whether it's something outside of your life, your bank balance or whatever, really connect with the emotion that makes you feel, because that's your answer. And then as you are, and yes, you can work with a facilitator. That obviously helps if someone is connected, right? But you absolutely can connect to your own inner guidance. And you always just use those words. I'm so sorry you felt, right? So I'm so sorry you felt so sad. I'm so sorry you felt so tired. I'm so sorry you felt so much pain, right? And as you're doing that, you're actually able to acknowledge those parts of you. And in old psychotherapy terms, when I used to be a psychotherapist in child protection, we would say that child did not feel contained in that moment, right? And so from this perspective, there was a part of you that didn't feel contained and didn't feel within your heart. And so often what happens is if I look at somebody as a kind of clairvoyant screen I have over there, I can see where the child is and how far they are outside of the heart. Okay. And
Wow.
that's a key bit of work that we're all doing right now. And I don't think we ever get that done. I feel like we're always accessing parts of ourselves so that we can go on the highest timeline and the next highest timeline of our mission. So great question. Thank you for sharing that. And I think as I
you
look at
so
the
much.
chat here, there are so many people that was really helpful for, Dana. So sharing your light has helped other people to share theirs. Okay. So
Yes,
thank you for
thank you
that,
so very
Dana.
much. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
darling. Thank you. So let me go to, I'm going to go to people that I don't know and I haven't worked with. So, that are not in my community, I'm going to say. Manisha, I'm going to go to you. Hi, Manisha.
Hello, Susan. Thank you so much.
I recognize you, Manisha, actually. I think I recognize you. Yeah.
When Dana was sharing hers, I thought, let me ask you if you can see something. So about 10 years ago, I had an enlarged lymph node removed under my left arm.
Mm.
They suspected lymphoma, but fortunately it was nothing. But what's happened is recently I've had a lump over for many years now, but it's becoming very big. So I've had ultrasound, I've had an MRI, and I had an appointment on Friday with the one of the consultants. But it's a lipoma, but it's quite big. You can actually see it through my sleeve and my jumper. Is there anything you can see, please? I'd be grateful.
So what happens with the body when it is, this is from a naturopathic perspective, and a metaphysics perspective. So if you think about what the body is trying to do, so it dumps sodium and calcium in non-life threatening places. Okay. So a bit of science is that sodium and calcium travel together, and potassium and magnesium do as well, right? So we want this kind of beautiful day and night cycle. We want this beautiful symbiotic relationship. And what happens is if there is stress, dehydration, all of that stuff, medication, stuff like that, that puts stress on the body, then what the body has to do is it has to get rid of the excess sodium and calcium. So we never want to take calcium supplements, because as we're taking calcium supplements, basically as chalk, we are actually putting more stress on the body. Okay. So what the body is trying to do is get rid of stuff. So for you, from that perspective, what you want to look at is firstly how you feel about it, which is where the compassion work would go, but also what part of you is detoxing and clearing out. Okay, so does it make sense to you? If you have you had medication or jabs or anything like that? Yeah.
I don't have a spleen, and I've had total
Oh,
connectivity. So
wow.
I have a
Okay.
pouch. So I've been taking a lot of the vaccines because of
Right.
not having a spleen.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right. So, something that might be helpful, and feel if this feels right. If you go to my website, there's a whole page on galactic crystal healing chambers. And there is one that starts with V,
Okay.
A, and X. All right. So I'm not going to say X, it's going to go on my YouTube channel. So just have a look at that one. It's £11. Okay. And you can step into it. Thanks, Rosh. You can step into it. This might be very good for you for a few months. Just feel if it feels right. If it doesn't feel right, that's
No, it
okay.
does. I
Yeah.
started feeling very cold, like, there's
Yeah.
like a confirmation
Yeah.
that go for it.
Yeah. So
Oh,
anyone that has had that specific, if you're talking about the specific one, let's just say that was around in 2021 onwards, that one, it's a specific technology. So that's that chamber for that one. Okay.
okay, perfect.
Other medication, there's another one, there's a synthetic medication chamber that people can go into, but that one particularly would be helpful for you, my love, but also to connect with how that makes you feel. So it's on your arm, perhaps. Yeah, thanks. Do you feel like it makes you feel ugly? Is it like a defilement to you? Because this is what the guides are saying. So connecting with that, okay, connecting with that, and you might be able to connect with that part of you that perhaps didn't see yourself as beautiful. All right, darling. I hope that helps you. Yeah, but it sounds to me and it feels to me that your body's going through a big detox.
Thank you so
Or
much.
trying to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And when you, before you even said ugly, my heart said ugly. So, you know, confirmation again. That's how I do feel. I feel terrible.
Yeah,
Look at
but
it.
you know, it's just showing you
Well,
something, okay?
okay.
Everything can change. Sometimes takes longer than others, but I do believe that everything can change. All right?
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
darling. You're welcome. I'm going to go to Alison.
Oh, hello there.
Hi, Alison.
Yeah, I just I just wanted to sort of like have some confirmation about what I intuitively feel myself as well, about my health. I mean, this year, from this very day, actually, this year, I've just had one thing after the other happen. So I'm aware of time and other people wanting to talk. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. If I give a list of things, it's not because I'm being sounding like a victim, it's my reality. So what happened this very day last year was I had a hernia that was pressing on the main artery of my leg, and it was cutting off the blood supply to my stomach and my leg. So that was the first thing. Then since then, I've had 2 breast biopsies. I've had which turned out fine, thank you. Yeah, it was great. I've had a gastro. I've had tinnitus, which is played up. It's just been one thing after the other. And I've gone right down where I think, what the hell is happening to me? And then I go, no, come on, you've got to stay positive. And but every time I get up positively, something else get diagnosed. Now I've today been diagnosed, or yesterday, with sleep apnea. So I'm just thinking, what is happening to my body? In fact, from 60, I'm 66 now, it was just one thing after the other: COPD, heart problems. It just goes on. But I'm still on my feet and I'm still working 3 days a week full time, and of course I live on my own, and it's a lot more difficult when you're on your own, because you don't have somebody to say to you, come on, let's get up and go for a walk, or let's go and have a meal, or do you know what I mean? So you
So
can
Alison,
get in a rut of,
let's just drop into our heart. We can all do this.
yeah.
Okay? Let's just drop into our hearts. So just imagine that you can see your heart. We'll all do this together. So let's just drop into your heart. Come out of your head and just drop into your heart. Yeah, that's it. So drop into your heart. Okay, now I want you to imagine that you're connecting with a little light in your heart. See it like a candlelight if you want to, or just a spark of light. And I want you just to ask the question, what do I need to know? And what's the first thing that you hear?
Forgiveness.
Wow. So I want you just to say these words, Alison. We can all do this because we all have this part of us. So I want you to say, I'm so sorry you found it
You found it
so
I'm so
hard
sorry
to
you
forgive.
found it so hard.
Dear, someone else has got a sound on. Alison, I'm so sorry you found it so hard to forgive.
I'm so sorry you found it so hard to forgive.
Okay, what happened when you said that?
Oh, I just get so emotional. I'm so emotional all the time at the moment.
It's okay. It's all right. Okay. And what's the emotion that's coming up?
It's almost like a deep despair, you know, or a
I'm so
deep
sorry.
sadness.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
You felt so disconnected
You felt so disconnected
from who you truly were.
from who you truly were.
Okay, what happened when you said that?
I felt that I wasn't allowed to be who I was.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
They couldn't see your light.
They couldn't see your light.
Mm. What happened?
I've got a blank on that one. I've got to be honest.
Now that's interesting in itself.
Right.
I've got a blank on that one. What is that? What's a blank? What does that mean to you? I don't know.
Yeah, it's a rejection, isn't it? It's
No, don't go in your head.
right.
What does a blank mean to you? How does that feel?
It means a stop.
Yeah. And what does the stop mean to you?
It means I can't go forward.
Right. I'm so sorry you felt
I'm so sorry you felt
you couldn't go forward.
you couldn't go forward.
Right. What does that remind you of?
It's just a deep sadness.
Yeah. And what does it remind you of? I couldn't go forward. What part of you couldn't go forward?
I need that connection
Yeah,
with love and spirit. I need it.
you do. And that is what your body is trying to tell you. Roshni, I know Roshni will be tuning in with this as well at the same time. Alison is ready, right? To come into the soul family. Yeah. So Alison, if that feels right to you, I feel you're ready, because your body will continue to do this until you come into listening to your soul.
In the COVID period, I
Mm.
done online workshops.
Yeah.
And I was in contact with angels and masters.
Yeah.
And the people stayed with me for 5 years online.
Amazing.
I know that it was them talking through me because I couldn't remember what I was saying, and I wouldn't
Exactly.
burble it out, but it would just come out like I'd
Yeah.
have no control over what was coming out.
So when we're not living our mission, when
Yeah.
we're not living the truth of who we are, Lancing knows this only too well. She just popped up on the screen. When we're not living our mission, our body will shout at us. And I
Yeah.
think yours is shouting at you a little bit.
I think it is shouting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. And,
Yeah.
And then you get to a point where when people ask you how you are, you don't want to tell them because you think they're going to think that, oh my God, she's some form of hypochondriac or something. I did actually do the jab that nobody wants to mention. I did enter that the other week.
You mean the chamber?
Yeah, the chamber, yeah. So I done that, and I had a lot of repercussions from one of those, and not the chamber, the actual thing. And I think I was pushed into that the day that I was supposedly, my intuition screamed at me.
But don't worry too much about it.
Yeah.
I think that I would rather, I mean, that's why I was channeled that chamber.
Yeah.
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 And I would rather look at how can we shift frequency? Okay.
Yeah.
So we all make decisions in our life that sometimes we think, oh, I kind of maybe I wouldn't have made that decision. Relationships, everything, right?
Yeah.
So let's just see it as, when we come home to remembering who we are source itself, divinity itself. So that in itself is an incredible power. And I believe we can change and create anything. So I would like you not to worry too much about that, and just to focus on who you truly are. Okay. And if you feel drawn to be in our soul family in January, we would love to have you. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, Alison.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you
darling.
very much for your help. Thank
It's
you.
all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You did it yourself, Alison. I'm just going to go to Kate. Lovely Kate. Haven't seen for a while.
Hello.
Hi, Kate.
Amy, hi. Hi. So, not going into stories or anything like that, but the last few years.
Trained Kate very well.
Not going into that. Last few years, all about endings. So bang on theme with the year and all the rest of it. So endings, clearing out. And also a lot of it to do with what I thought was my mission. So I am ending 2025 in a really good place mentally. My body has been shouting, but I've dealt with that. And feeling the waves of love and 3i Atlas and all the rest of it. Lots of excitement and like, right, okay, I've been doing endings aplenty, so the new beginnings can come in.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, when I think about what needs polishing, I'm like, there's confusion around the mission piece still. So because I feel like I've jumped so many timelines, like, and my human self has had to catch up so many times, I still have that sense of, well, I don't really know if I'm on my mission or not, kind of thing.
So a key way to know is when you show up. So for example, like I'm showing up now, when you show up and you don't feel you're working.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, okay.
Right?
So there's a part of what I do where I show up where I absolutely don't feel like I'm working at all.
Yeah.
But that's not
but then is there a part that you show up and you do feel like you're working?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Right. So those are the parts that are coming to the end of the frequency that doesn't match you anymore.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't be on this ascension pathway with things that do not light you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the running my own business piece, which I thought was the piece that was lighting me up, got removed from my human field for a while. So I've had to do something else for a while. But like on the side, like a spiritual client and all the rest of it has come to me, and that is just recently just gone, oh my God, I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. But it's the game.
So with the work that we did, were you here the whole time when we did the healing and stuff?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Great. So whatever you let go of,
I
don't need to know, but whatever you let go of control of and whatever you received will have shifted your frequency. And so have a look at, see what opens up.
Okay.
Yeah. What opens up in your world. And it might be that, you know, the ones that are not a frequency match won't be there anymore, and the ones that are a frequency match will come in, and maybe you'll get more of those people that you love working with, and so on. So just hold that door. Don't try and control it. I'm seeing the Akashic records open like this, so walk into the Akashic records when you go to bed, you know, your book of life, and go in there and just ask, you know, like, I'm going to go in and just show me what I need to align to my true heart's desire. Okay. And you know, you're welcome to come into the soul family if you want
to think about that as well. So
have a think about
January as well.
All right, darling.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to go to I think Tatiana I've spoken to, so I don't think so anyone else?
No, it's another Tatiana, sorry.
Oh, Tatiana, sorry. I thought
it's another one.
It's another Tatiana.
Yes, there are two Tatianas today. Well, my question is about psychic attacks. I have been attacked. My mom has been attacked. My apartment has been attacked, and I don't know how to stop it. Could you please tell me what's triggering it?
Sure, one sec. Philly has just offered Alison, who we've just been speaking to, she wants to gift Alison her book. So, Philly, can you private message? So, Alison, if you can email me, okay, this is my email. Sorry, one sec. Can I just do this? And I will introduce you. Oh, God's sake. I will introduce you to Philly. Okay. So email me and I will introduce you to Philly, and she's going to gift you a copy of her book because it's the 5th anniversary today. She just
Philly,
said.
thank you so very much.
Yeah.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah. There you go. Come on here and you get looked after. Right. Okay. Thanks, Philly, for that. Tatiana. Right. So just tell me your question again, my love, because I was distracted.
My question is about psychic attacks.
That's it. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know what is triggering them, and my mom has been acting insane, very aggressive because of them. So
Okay.
I would love to let go all the
And how
triggers.
do you know it's a psychic attack? Just tell me, because you can give me an idea.
Well, I have been attacked before, so I know how it feels. It's I'm in pain. I feel a lot of anxiety, but what's worse, I can feel that my mom is acting very aggressively towards me in an insane way. And it's one of the healers told me it was because of the psychic attacks.
Okay. And it definitely could be, okay. But the way that I like to look at it is that we are frequency. And so nothing can come into our experience that is not a match to our frequency. Okay. So if you think of the relationship you have with your mum, for whatever, you know, I don't need to go into stories about it, but if you think about how it makes you feel when your mum goes crazy, I think you said, when you think about how that makes you feel, that is your work. Okay. And as you're doing that healing work, you're raising your frequency or fine tuning your frequency. As you fine tune your frequency, you no longer are a match to that. Now, that is not to say I'm a medium, you know, like I see energies and spirit and stuff, right? That's not to say that this world does not have dark and light. Okay. Absolutely, it does. But for us to experience that, there has to be a frequency match to it. And the frequency match is fear, guilt, shame, and any other low vibration. Okay. That doesn't mean if you feel that you're going to have psychic attacks, right? It just means that there's a predominance of a frequency match to it. So if we're afraid in our life, then we will attract situations that create that feeling of fear. Okay.
Yes, I feel terrified. Yes, I feel terrified.
Yeah, I'm sorry you feel terrified. It's really hard when you live in fear. And I will just say, we'll do a bit of work on that with you, Tatiana, because it will really help you and everybody else. But what I will say to you is, know that you are soul having a human experience. So is your mum, right? So we are all here having a human experience. If we strip away our jacket, we are just divinity, ourself, right? So we put the jacket on, and what goes with putting on the jacket is, this is how I felt as a child. This is how I felt in previous lives. This is epigenetic, meaning I've brought it in with me from my ancestors and my mother and father and mother's mother's mother, etc., and father. This is, how was my birth? Did I feel like I was coming into this world and I came into density? You know, all of these questions, right? So this is held in our field. So when we release the fear, which is the old earth, when we release the fear, we are no longer vibrating at that frequency of fear. All right. So let's just do a little bit of releasing of fear, which is really going to help us to step more fully into the new earth, and will help you. But think about, rather than thinking about I'm having a psychic attack or someone's psychic attacking me, think about how can I best polish my mirror? Okay? Because darkness cannot exist in light. That makes sense?
Yes, yes. I just feel disconnected, terrified, and
Okay, my love. Yeah.
stuck.
Okay. So let's just do, actually, I've got Mother Mary here, so I feel like they're going to fast track this. So let's just receive from Mother Mary. This is beautiful. So just come into your heart, Tatiana, and everyone. Yeah, thanks. And she was saying, remember you are a child of God. Remember you are a child of God, okay? And I don't mean that in a religious sense, but you are a child of Source. So Tatiana, how are you feeling?
Better, thank you. Yes,
How are
something
you
is.
feeling when you think about stuff going on around you? Do you feel less fearful?
Yes, yes, less fearful.
Yeah.
Yes, I just still feel disconnected.
Universal love. Right. So, sorry, they're talking to me at the same time. So, what might be really helpful for you is to have a look at the list of galactic crystal healing chambers, feel into them, and choose to step into one of them. Feel how it feels, if it feels right to you. There are many. There's PTSD, there's peace chamber, there's disconnection chamber. There's so many different ones. Okay. So just feel into it and feel what feels right. But that's my feeling for you, is to step into a galactic crystal healing chamber. Okay, my love.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But I'm glad that you're feeling a bit calmer. And I hope it feels right to you, that it makes sense that we are responsible for everything that comes into our experience. And one of the things in the soul family that we really talk about all the time is, one, we are not a healer for anyone else. We never were, we never are, and we never will be. The other thing is that we take responsibility for what shows up in our world. Okay. And this is major. Obviously, we remember who we are, but these two major things are really important, that we don't look outside of ourselves for the answer. We look at what is being shown and presented to us in our world, because whatever that is a reflection on some level of a belief we have around ourselves. Okay, I hope that helps you. Maria, I'm going to take this one, and then, because it's 9:30 now, I'm going to take this one, and then I'm probably going to just bring the energy to a close, and we'll just put ourselves in a beautiful healing space. Okay, Maria.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I've been struggling with germophobia for several years, and
okay.
I have no idea what to do about it. In addition to that, I've been feeling utterly exhausted, like all the time, and I'm not sure.
So
Those
do you
are my
feel
two
like,
biggest things.
do you feel like you're worried about, catching something, or something getting on you, or dirt or something like that? Is that what you mean by germophobia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Is that what you mean?
fanatical about, I'm
Yeah.
fanatical about using antibacterial sanitizers
Yeah.
and not wanting to touch things that
Yeah.
other people
I
have touched.
understand. And did this start? You said a few years ago. Do you know how many years that was?
Well, it was several years. It was before COVID, because I know
Yeah.
like I already had it, and when everybody else started sanitizing everything, I was like,
You
oh,
already did
yay.
that.
Yeah.
You could teach them, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, my love.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah. So I suppose the question is, what part of you feels that it's not safe to be human? Yeah.
I would want to say all of me.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I fit here on this planet at all.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I
And so
don't
what do you
know.
think that is teaching you about being here on this planet? What do you think it's teaching you? Put your hand on your heart, drop into your heart, because you have all the answers, right? So it's not safe to be on this planet in your perception. What do you think that's teaching you? Because you are here. You chose to be here. So what do you think that's showing you?
The what's showing me, the belief or the thought or the feeling? Is that what you
Yeah.
mean?
So let me help you a bit with it. So you feel it's not safe to be here in this planet, yeah, and you feel like there's something outside of you that's going to get you, yeah. Does that make sense?
Um,
What is it about
physically
germs?
physically speaking?
Well, when you said to me about germs, I'm worried about germs, and you called it an actual label.
Right.
What is it about germs? Because we are bacteria, right? So we're made up of like trillions and trillions of bacteria. Our gut is full of it. We are bacteria. So what is it about? And viruses aren't alive, right? So they are a way for your body to cleanse, the cells and so on. Yeah. So they're not alive. So it's the bacteria you're talking about. So what is it about bacteria that's scary? Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if it's bacteria specifically or if it's that I feel like things are dirty. I don't know.
Yeah.
In my perspective, I don't think I distinguish between bacteria specifically and
Okay. Yeah.
things that I feel are dirty.
Yeah. And when you were growing up, just because the guides are talking to me, so when you were growing up, um, who was quite particular about things like that?
My mom was very clean and
She was, yeah.
neat.
Yeah, she was, yeah. So the work that I would do if I was you is I would work with that child part of you that felt what your mum was saying to you was that it was scary when things were not clean and everything had to be so clean, okay? Because I don't feel that's yours. I feel that that is your mother's, okay? And we do that, we take on these things from our childhood. So my feeling is that what would be really helpful, in fact, the emotional wall would be really good for you. There's a process in my book. I don't know if you've got my book, but there's a process in here called the emotional wall. And if you want to hear my voice, you can get the audible version of my book and I can take you through the process. But equally, you can read it and do it. And I feel like what you're going to notice is you're going to see or feel that part of you that put up a wall, an emotional wall. And that wall is basically preventing you from seeing the truth of who you are, okay, which is source having a human experience, okay. And this part of you is feeling true about this world and about dirt and germs and so on, but actually that isn't the truth, yeah. And that's taking up a lot of space in your experience, and that's okay. But imagine what could be there if that wasn't taking up space. Yeah. What could be there for you to experience the wonder of your human experience. Yeah. But that's a little bit bigger than I can do with you now. But what we can do is just acknowledge that part of you. So let's just acknowledge her. So let's call in all of the parts of you, little parts of you. And I just want you to acknowledge her and just say, I'm so honored that you're here today.
I'm so honored that you're here today.
And I'm going to listen to you.
And I'm going to listen to you.
Okay. So just that in itself, Maria, just opens the door for you. Okay. So a little part of you, however old she was, didn't feel safe. All right, Maria. And so we just acknowledge her, just to let her know that we can hear her in that moment. Yeah. And reach out if you feel you want to do any one-on-one work. And just to say, everybody, you know, we have the Ascension practitioners that are well on their way to certifying next year. And all of the processes that I've used over many, many years, I'm training Ascension practitioners to use out in the world. So next year on my website, there'll be a whole page of Ascension practitioners. And if you feel that you really want to step out and be that for others in the world, be a facilitator to help them heal, then the Ascension practitioner program certification might be right for you as well. So you can find that on my website. But I do feel that coming together now to close here, we are all in such a beautiful space of transformation. And wherever is going on in your world, wherever you are, whatever's happening, know that it's in perfect alignment for you to see where you need to go next and what you need to let go of. And we are a work in progress. Yeah, we're a work in progress. Let's all be kind to ourselves. Let's have an amazing solstice today, but let's also come together with family if we have family. And if you don't have family, come together with a soul family, friends, or just one other person that you can share this holiday time with, whatever you celebrate. And just don't be on your own with it, because know that as we step into 26, which I'm very excited about, you're going to notice such a big shift in your life. And now is the time to acknowledge who you truly are. A soul having a human experience. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, guides, for being here. Thank you for all of the aspects of ourselves. Thank you for showing up here live. And if you're listening to the replay, you're on my YouTube channel. So thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel. And I wish you all a fabulous holiday season, whatever you celebrate. And I will see you very, very soon. Okay, much love for now.